Instagram, and TikTok. We are multicasting, and I'm also speaking into this microphone today, so I need to remember that. And we have the AirPods in, so I can speak into TikTok. And here we are. I need my mouse. And here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sunrise Sadhana. My name is Anthony, aka Tony Love, aka Tarzanthony, depending on where you're coming from, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, regardless of where you're coming from. Hello. If you hear some dishes clanking, that is my mom. So feel so grateful to have the opportunity to be in the presence of my family. As Ram Dass always says, if you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family. It's always a great reminder, and we even have a therapy call this afternoon, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope it inspires you to maybe try something along the same lines. Usually I do an hour. I'm probably going to do another one of these at sunset tonight. I'm going to do a 30-minute yoga class right now because the therapy appointment is in 30 minutes. 29 now. So, we always start the class with 3 breaths. Deeply into the nose, out through the mouth. Feel in to this moment. Inhale in through the nose, fill up, hold at the top, and exhale slowly. Let it go and tune in energetically to your breath. Inhale up through the root. Feel the energy moving all the way up through the crown. Hold at the top and just feel your body. Exhale slower this time. Through the nose, through the mouth, whatever works for you. The goal here is to slow down. Continue breathing. You can close your eyes or leave them open in a soft gaze. Tall spine. Either sitting on your butt, on your heels, in a chair, somewhere you can get comfortable with a tall spine. You can even stand if that's most comfortable for you. And we'll begin to tune in to the inside. How do you feel in your body at this time? Do you feel tension anywhere? For me, I feel tension in my L5-S1, a little bit of sciatic nerve, pain radiating down the leg into the glute. Deeply in, deeply out. Each breath should be even smoother, even slower than the last, if you can. That's the goal. Sunrise was at 6:51 a.m. this morning. I appreciate everyone's patience with me because I am learning how to live stream. Today is Chicagohenge. The sun rises in perfect alignment with Chicago's eastern west street grid. The sun shoots straight down every east-west street in the city. Architecture and cosmos in perfect conversation. I love that. Waxing crescent today. 9% illuminated, moving into Taurus. 3 days after the new moon, the seed is becoming a visible sliver of light. What was planted in the dark is beginning its first reach towards the sun. Sun entered Aries yesterday. The astrological new year has begun. Aries, fire, courage, bold beginnings, instinct. The first sign the starter's pistol. After the deep disillusion of Pisces, now comes back the spark. Deeply inhale. Even slower this time. Exhale, tune in. Mercury went direct yesterday, March 20th. The retrograde is now over. Communication, clarity, and forward motion are restored. So the messenger is moving again. It's the first day of spring. Yay, first day of spring. Equinox was yesterday. The first day of the new astrological year is today. Day 1 of spring in the northern hemisphere. Thanks to you who are joining from the southern hemisphere, your first day of fall. Winter is coming. So, yeah, that's why I have my mouse. I can practice is yours today. Personal sadhana. It's your body, it's your yoga. If at any point I cue you to do something that feels painful, please follow your body's signals. Your body's telling you it doesn't want to do that. Sensation is different than pain, so learn to discern between the two. World Poetry Day is today. The UN's celebration of poetry as a universal art form. The Dharma teaching today is itself a poem. The body is a poem. The spine is a poem. We can articulate our movements as if a poet was articulating lyrics, verses, and phrases. Today our theme, roots, anger, and the work beneath the work. This is direct quote from our year-long book we're reading together called The Path to Peace by the Venerable Wu Ling, Vietnamese Buddhist, Mahayana Buddhist monk. Just as the tree whose root remains intact will grow again, anger that is not rooted out will re-emerge. The tree is a perfect teacher for this morning, being the first day of spring. A tree cut at the trunk will regrow, and if the root is undisturbed, you can clear the surface, the branch, the behavior, the outburst, and still leave the root untouched. 2 weeks later, a month later, a year later, the same anger in a different situation, wearing a different face, triggered by a different person, is the same root. Low back is where we store unprocessed anger, not metaphorically, but literally, physically. The psoas muscle, which runs along the lumbar spine from the lower vertebrae into the hip flexors, is called the muscle of the soul in many somatic traditions. It is the first muscle to contract in fight or flight. When we are chronically angry or chronically suppressing anger, the psoas never fully releases. The lumbar spine never fully decompresses, and the low back carries what the mind refuses to acknowledge. So in today's practice, we're doing root work, not the expression of anger, not the suppression of it. I want to be very clear about that. The investigation is the goal. Investigation, witness. We move into the low back with curiosity and care. And we use breath, movement, and the power of the first day of spring to ask, what is still rooted here that no longer serves? Aries season begins today. The fire sign, the initiator. Fire can burn what is already ready to be released. Ready to be released. That's a fun word. Released. But only after you find the root. That is today's work. Okay. As we always do, let's take 3 deep breaths to start class. Deeply in through the nose, fill up into the belly, into the chest. Let it go. Deeply into the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale in through the nose. Even slower this time. Smoother, fuller. Hold at the top. Feel your roots beneath you. Exhale the energy down from the heaven, through your third eye, throat, chest, belly, root. Really feel into the root here. And all the way down into the earth. You become a conduit. Continue breathing. Long, full, belly first. Exhale completely through the mouth. We're letting winter go. Again, inhale the new season. Hold on to it just for a moment. And exhale the old season. Shout out to my dad, everyone. Again, last one. Deepest exhale yet. Deepest inhale yet. Make sure the exhale is even deeper than the inhale. Inhale, pull it. Exhale, let it go. Empty yourself. We begin on empty. The opening mantra, as always, is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Deeply inhale. We tune in to the golden chain. Every teacher who's tended their root so that we could grow. 3 times, once for this body, once for every being whose anger went unrooted and caused harm, and once for the practice of going deeper. Deeply inhale. Hum Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Hum. And place your inner gaze at the third eye point. Final one. Once for the practice of going deeper. Om Namo. The low back sequence begins now. 13 postures. We may or may not get through all these. All supine or on hands and knees. No standing today. This is root work. So we stay close to the ground. Each posture has a drishti, a gaze point, a prana link, breath quality, and a dharma thread woven in. Move without hurry. This is a solo practice. You are both teacher and student. Listen as much as you instruct. Supine, arms bent, feet flat. Supine arm raises. We will do 8 to 10 slow breaths. So come onto your back, knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Let the weight of your body surrender to the floor. We begin with the most elemental movement. Reaching. On the inhale, reach the arms overhead. Feel the side body engage. Lift the glutes up. And exhale, hips down, hands down to the mat. The inhale should be 1 second longer than the movement. The exhale should be 1 second longer than the movement. Inhale slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. A few more like that on your own. This is the first teaching. The low back needs to be grounded before it can be free. We are not lifting away from the earth today. We are rooting into it. A few more here. Deeper, even more deep, even more slow, even more groovy. Keep the back of the ribs heavy. Don't let the low back arch away from the mat. Keep that low back with the sacrum grounded into the mat. And when you're ready, let's come to knee circles. Hug both the knees into the chest. Begin drawing slow circles. The knees trace a clockwise oval in the air. You feel the sacrum being massaged against the mat. The sacrum, from the Latin sacre, sacred, the sacred bone, the base of the spine. One thing I also like to do is windshield, wiper the legs, if that feels better for you, or if circles feel better for you, feel free to follow your own body's needs. You can make big circles, you can make small circles, whatever works. You can just windshield wiper. Wherever you are, the root of the root is the base of the spine. Apana Vayu governs this region, this downward moving wind that releases what is complete, what is held, and what is ready to go. I'm wondering how that's going to turn out. Circle slowly. Feel the L5-S1 junction, the lowest lumbar vertebrae, and the sacrum softening. This is where most low back pain lives. And often this is where undigested anger settles. Big medicine for me, for sure. Let the belly stay soft, jaw loose, and just keep breathing. Next, ankle rotations. We will do supine, extend the legs, or keep the knees soft. Begin rotating the ankles, both together in one direction at a time. Let's start with clockwise. Connect your breath to your movement. 8 circles in each direction. Exhale, back the other direction. Slow down the movement. Connect your breath to the movement. Oh, we have some live music playing in the background. That's nice. Live music brought to you by Keith Levy. In Ayurveda, Vata governs the joints. Places of movement. Continue just switching back and forth your ankles. Feels really nice for me, so I'm just going to keep doing it. The places of movement and transition. Tight ankles tighten calves, which tighten hamstrings, which pull the pelvis into a posterior tilt, which loads the lumbar discs. The chain runs all the way down. We are freeing the chain from the ground up. Ankles are also where we store fear. Hips store anger, shoulders store responsibility. Today we tend the whole chain, starting here at the feet, at the base. I love spending more time on the feet. You can even, this is a little bit off script here, but give your feet a nice foot massage, even if it's just squeezing at different points on the feet. But huge part of rooting down to rise up is squeezing, feeling into the feet, knowing that we have feet to root into is something that I forget all the time, personally. Gosh, I hope everyone is enjoying touching their feet. I know I do. Abhyanga is the Sanskrit word for self-massage. It's part of my morning practice every morning. Definitely highly recommend a little, even if it's just for a minute, 30 seconds, just one touch even, just giving your foot a little bit of love, thanking it for all the walking that it does. Let's do some supine single leg circles. We will go into supine, one leg extended toward the ceiling or a soft knee. Draw one knee in, extend the leg toward the ceiling, or keep a soft bend in the hamstring if you are blessed with the gift of tightness. Begin drawing circles with the whole leg from the hip joint. Ah, I love these. Back the other way. The instruction is quiet pelvis. No rocking. This is the stability work. Teaching the hip to move freely while the low back remains still. This is the same teaching as the Dharma. You can let anger move through you without letting it destabilize your root. Switch legs. The anger is not the problem. The unrooted anger is the problem. A rooted spine can feel everything without being thrown. Back the other direction, connect the breath to movement. Pelvis like a bowl of water, not a drop spills. You can just spiral that. Hip circles from tabletop. Hands and knees. Drishti is floor. Pranalink, large circles with the hips, oiling the hip joints, taking pressure off L5S1. So let's do 8 circles with each leg in both directions. So stack your wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Begin drawing large, slow circles with the hips, then back the other way. Let the pelvis lead and the spine follows. Imagine you are drawing the sun rising over the horizon. Switch legs, move slower than that. That full arc from east to west, the hip joint is a ball and socket made for this. We restrict it constantly. Every hour of sitting, every moment of bracing, every time we swallowed something we should have expressed, the hip tightens another fraction. The hip circle is a poem, so be the poet and write and draw this beautiful poetry in motion for World Poetry Day. Let's find bird dog. Tabletop, opposite arm and leg extend. Inhale, left arm forward, right foot back. Exhale from tabletop. Left elbow to right knee. Inhale, squeeze the glute, reach the left hand forward, reach the left toes back, point the toe, then flex the toe towards the face. Lift by engaging the glute. Inhale, one long line of energy. Reach in equal but opposite direction. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, move slowly and mindfully. Squeeze. Switch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach. Engage the glute. And rotate the hips so that they're parallel. The whole torso is parallel with the earth. The whole lower body is parallel with the earth. Inhale, reach, exhale, squeeze, round, press the earth away. Inhale, squeeze the glute, reach forward, correct the hips, down, the left hip goes, parallel, press the earth away. Exhale, squeeze, press into the elbow with the knee into the elbow. Inhale once more, reach, and exhale, lower down. Lunging hip circles. Low lunge, 1 foot forward, back knee down. Step the left foot forward into low lunge. Right knee down, hands on the front thigh or on the mat for support. You can really get into the lunge. Lunge into the hips. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lengthen and back out. Exhale to deepen. And then begin gentle circles with the front hip. Forward, out, back, and in. Small circles at first, larger as the tissues warm up. Back the opposite direction. The hip flexors, psoas, iliacus, rectus femoris, directly attached to the lumbar vertebrae and the femur. When they are tight, they pull the spine into anterior tilt, compressing the facet joints. I did not plan this live music accompaniment, but I love it. Switch legs, slowly, mindfully, in the transitions. It's often in the transitions where we hurt ourselves by mindlessly moving from one place to another. Inhale, back out, exhale, deepen. Find your expression, your poetic expression today. And circle. Exhale back the other way. Chronic hip flexor tension is chronic low back load. And chronic hip flexor tension is one of the most common physical expressions of unprocessed anger. So really, we're literally unhooking the root of the root. Breathe. Find stillness. Bring your hands to the mat if you can. Breathe into that front of the hip. Exhale, melt the tension. And let's come to our belly. And kick the legs out behind you. Do some hip circles this way. Belly down. Begin to withdraw the senses. Preparing for the next posture already. You can windshield wiper the legs to the left. Breathe into the low back, L5-S1 space. Exhale, slowly. Windshield wiper the legs back the other direction. Slow it down, the movement and the breath. Just as much a breath practice as it is a movement. And then place your legs, extend, place your third eye onto your hands stacked, or your chin onto your hands. Deeply inhale, exhale, let it go. Keep your third eye point, forehead on hands, and begin to withdraw the senses. Breathe into your low back. Your lumbar spine will spread and widen on every inhale. This is Makarasana, the crocodile, the most ancient creature. Continue breathing. It floats. It waits. It does not force. As you breathe, feel the belly push into the mat on the inhale and feel the low back rise. The kidneys expand in the lumbar spine, which has been working all class, now receives support from below. This is a diaphragmatic breathing at its most primal. The earth breathes you. Feel into that. Pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses inward, let the outside world recede. First day of spring. The root work is happening whether you feel it or not. Just trust it. Continue breathing here. And I'll be right back. Begin to feel into your fingers and your toes. And let us finish with a final prayer. Universe, you can find your Sukhasana, easy seat, or Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana, whatever works for you. Rub your hands together. Inhale deeply, close the eyes. Universe, please put us in the places you want us to be, with the people you want us to be with, doing the things you want us to do. Thank you for the joys and the challenges of our lives. May we continue to root down into our life's true purpose and rise to live a full life, full of happiness and full of freedom. May all beings be happy and free, and may my every thought, word, and action in some way contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. Sa Nam. Thank you for joining me. Happy first day of spring. The root is tended, the tree will grow. Root down and rise up. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Say hi to my mom, everyone. Ready. Where is
Bonjour.
YouTube?